look at that game.
Thank you very much, Freak. That's exactly right. We might be poised for a wild card win further into the tournament. Not the case here against the ROX Tigers, but I have to say, what?
Game 1, we already saw.
Oh, please get out of here! All right, now Papa Smithy, we have to acknowledge the fact that that was a scary 10 minutes for Korea's #1 seed in the tournament.
I mean, when you're a Korean analyst, you come to these international events, you meet analysts from other regions. They always have one thing they talk about: the gap. Is it getting closer? Are the teams ajar now? Is TSM right next to the Korean teams, or is that gap getting bigger? Is it a chasm? I didn't think this would be the game where we'd have to talk about the gap, but the first 10 minutes, it was disrespectful from the ROX Tigers. Peanut, we talked about the fact 2 best-of-5s in his career, never got on the international stage. They went for a crazy invade, and Albus were good enough to punish them.
Yeah, it all started with him trying to actually 1v1 the Grays with Wraith aggro at the same time. Obviously not going to work out, and then Albus does a wonderful job of collapsing here. And the crazy thing about this part is going to be watching PvP Seos flash over here and actually be so aggressive on this. Really refreshing to see.
Yeah, this guy flashes for sure. He used to be called PvE Steos by the guys at the IWCQ because he has such a passive farm mentality, but he definitely stayed true to his name here, PvP Steos. Super aggro. Even in the enemy jungle at one point was using his ulti to traverse the Krugs wall. Then he realized obviously he was running out of damage, but hey, at least the aggressive thought.
Fancy moves.
Right, but here's the thing. 10 minutes into the game, Albus Nox has an 800 gold lead over Korea's ROX Tigers. Then we've got to turn our heads towards this bot lane turret dive. Once again, a botched turret dive here for Albus Nox, who's going to kind of turn the tables and catalyze what is a huge comeback in just 5 minutes for ROX.
This is a good setup, but he's playing on European solo queue where nobody jukes, because then the half of the damage gets juked, then he has to use his ultimate to get over the wall. And you're setting up for a dive with no minion wave, and all your ultimates are kind of used already. Like this Bard ultimate from Liquid was honestly terrible, because if he saves it for the dive later on, he could make a turret invulnerable. Right now, Vladimir flashes, E on cooldown. I'm like, ulti down. They're over chasing, using all their cooldowns. They get one pick, nice, but then you gotta bail.
Yeah, not only does this chase actually take forever, but they refuse to acknowledge the fact that Kuro can collapse. He's been deciding whether he should join this fight back and forth. He finally joins the fight, and once he gets into the mix, this is going to go all downhill for Albus.
I mean, the scouting report for IWCQ for this team was they love to go for these really aggressive picks. Invade, force a face check. They got something, but then they got so greedy for more that you let a team like the ROX Tigers pick up a few kills. They don't even have 5 members of the team. This is all with Rumble getting a big CS advantage in the top. And they're the best teams in the world. Get that sort of gold, they punish you.
I have to say, though, I'm really enjoying the resurgence of Jace here as a pick. That sexy snipe there at the end, you know, curving the bullet. Angelina Jolie and Wanted right there. Just so much damage comes out of that EQ combo, especially with the new build. Makes games definitely more exciting.
And we do have to respect how aggressive Albus Nox decided to play game 1 in this tournament. You know, had that turret dive worked out, been executed maybe a little bit cleaner, that really could have been enough of a gold lead to maybe give him a handle on this game.
Well, the one criticism that the casters had that I also had about it was the decision to go to the top side once they were snowballing the bottom lane. They tried to go for the Rumble, and then ROX obviously responds immediately, and they put all their focus into the bottom lane. They keep punishing over and over, whereas it should have been Albus just going to the bottom side and making those exact same moves happen, because that's how you want to play with the Shen.
I mean, the takeaway point for me, ROX skipped a lot of steps.
Yes.
Very much, you know, at the first, we caught the first invade. Peanut didn't put a ward down early. In general, they took a lot of liberties. Look, they're against a team they're heavily expected to beat, but if you look past the team, you can see some of those discrepancies, and they need to address those for some of their other matches in the group.
All right, well, player of the game here is going to pray 13-1-7 on that Lucian. I mean, at one point we saw him solo diving of Vladimir in the mid lane. That's a very rare thing to be able to say, is that a Lucian successfully dove a Vladimir.
Yeah, and ROX Tigers kind of sometimes get baited into these crazy games. They're like, you're only like fighting. Sometimes you fight with a pig in mud and you'll find out they enjoy it. And that's the way sometimes these wildcard games go down, is just very scrappy, almost like solo queue. But at least Prey kind of kept his cool about himself. He only died once. He was playing at the front line, but he was doing it calculatedly and just playing it very well. Really aware of the boundaries of his champion.
That's the last thing I want to touch on is, again, kind of the progression of the gold lead here. 800 down at 10. 3K up at 15, so that's a huge 5 minutes right there, 3.8K gold swing. But then ending the game 27-36 game time with a 20K gold lead. I mean, to have been down at 10 minutes and then still win a game in 27, that's nuts.
I mean, just 10 to 15, you're talking about negative 800 to 3.5K. That's basically a barren power play they got just from the mistake first from Albus, and then being the ROX Tigers, being the aggressive team we know they can be in the mid game.
Exactly. So showing that the ROX Tigers, if they can get their heads on straight, are still a powerhouse team. Now, though, for a word with ROX Tigers man in the top lane, we're going to meet up with Shox on stage.
Thank you very much, guys, indeed. Joined here by Smeb of the ROX Tigers after their first victory at the World Championship. But it wasn't easy in the beginning. Smeb, you guys were big favorites in this game. Can you tell me what happened in those early skirmishes?
스맵 선수 우선 다소 쉽지 않은 승리를 축하드립니다. 그 락스타이거즈 팀은 이번 대회 가장 강력한 우승 후보 팀을 꼽히고 있는데 첫 경기가 나름 좀 되게 아슬했던 것 같습니다. 경기에 대해서 말씀해 주세요.
다들 이제 오랜만에 경기하고 이제 그렇게 주목을 많이 받다 보니까 좀 긴장을 많이 한 것 같아요. 그래서 초반에 좀 잔실수들이 많이 나왔는데 그래도 잘 이겨낸 것 같아요.
It's been a long time since we played at an actual stage, and since we had so much hype for our team, I think that's why we were so nervous, and that led to some small mistakes in the early game. But overall, I think we were able to shake those off and play our game to close the game.
And that worked. You mentioned it yourself. A lot of hype, a lot different story from last year where you guys were the number 2 behind SKT. This year, your first LCK championship, and everybody thinks that you're the undisputed number 1 coming out of Korea. How different are your expectations for this World Championship?
그 이제 팬들의 기대감에 대해서 말씀 주셨는데 작년에는 아무래도 이제 쿠타이거즈 팀 그 당시에는 이제 2인자의 느낌이 강했습니다. 근데 올해는 LCK를 우승하고 이제 LCK 1시드로 진출하면서 가장 이제 그냥 그 더할 나위 없는 그냥 1위 팀을 꼽히고 있는데 그렇게 됨으로써 팀으로서 이제 가지는 기대감이 다를 것 같습니다. 그거에 대해서 말씀해 주세요.
일단 SKT 상대로 많이 이제 안 좋았었는데 이번에 썸머 시즌에서는 SKT가 아닌 KT를 만나서 우승을 했거든요. 그래서 아직 SKT는 넘어야 될 선이라고 생각하고 이렇게 많은 분들이 기대해 주신 만큼 저희도 이번에 기대를 굉장히 많이 하고 있어서 재밌게 즐겨보려고 해요. 네.
It's true that we lost to SKT a lot in the past, but for this LCK summer, we beat KT to achieve the number one seed. So I still think SKT is an opponent that we have to overcome. And as the hype is high, hype is big, we also have very high expectations among our teams. So we're really trying hard.
Yeah, trying hard. For you personally, Smeb, you're considered the best player in the tournament by a lot of analysts, and that is saying something with Faker also being in this tournament. How big do you feel the pressure is on you personally to do well and possibly take home that cup?
그 많은 이제 전문가랑 분석가들이 스맵 선수가 페이커 선수를 포함한 롤드컵 전체 선수 중에서 가장 잘한 선수라고 이제 지금 꼽히고 있는데 그에 따른 부담감이 혹시 따로 있는지 그리고 그 부담감을 이겨내고 저기 보이는 이제 소환사컵을 이제 집으로 가져갈 수 있는지 말씀해 주세요.
일단 부담감은 당연히 엄청나게 있어요. 근데 이제 그렇게 기대해 주신 만큼 이제 페이커 선수만큼 그렇게 세계 최고의 선수가 될 수 있는 기회라고 생각하고 최대한 즐기면서 그런 부담감을 극복해 나가려고 노력하고 있습니다.
Of course, there's a lot of pressure surrounding me, but I think this is a really good opportunity to become that best player that Faker has achieved. So, yeah, I think this is a very good opportunity for me.
We will see what happens. Finally, Smeb, can you tell me who you think will make it out of this group? I assume that the ROX Tigers for you will be number 1, but who will be number 2 and advance here?
그 이제 그룹 A에서 어떤 두 팀이 이제 다음 8강 진출할 것 같은지 물론 이제 락스타이거즈 팀이 가장 강력한 팀을 꼽히고 있지만 그 외에 뭐 이제 CLG 팀, G2 팀을 오늘 상대하는 ANX 팀도 있는데 어떻게 전망하시나요?
일단 여기 오기 전에는 이제 G2 팀을 굉장히 견제를 많이 하고 CLG 팀은 그렇게 크게 잘한다고 생각하지 않았거든요. 근데 오늘 저희 앞 경기에서 CLG가 G2를 이기는 거 보고 이번 조별 예선을 진짜 굉장히 잘해야겠구나. 이게 어려울 것 같구나라는 생각을 했어요.
Before we came here, actually, we were much more worried about G2, and we didn't think that CLG would be this good until we watched their game today. And looking at them play, we think the group will be much more difficult than we expected to be.
Yeah, that is clear. Well, you guys, fantastic first victory. Thank you very much, Smeb, and thank you very much, Homin, for assisting with the translation. 2 games down here at the World Championship. We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it is H2K versus AHQ. Don't go anywhere.
We load ourselves onto the Rift here in San Francisco. Let's see who's going to join CLG at 1-0 to top the group. jumps over the wall. Good repel. The taunt's going to land in the Kuro, though. How much more do they have?
He's
Trying to
down.
put the last little bit in, and it's 2 kills for Albus Nox.
Talk about being ready to react to any situation.
У Рамбо уже ТП.
Выйти. Я не уверен, есть ли у него ульта.
Мы ушли.
The quick slow trap's going to get him out of range. That control! The side from Kuro turns it around. Now the dive in the back line, but they've killed off Prey. Smith pops Zonia's Hourglass, pretty kills back and forth. Low HP on all sides, and an overdive by ROX Tigers. They've lost 3. Now Kuro's in the mix, looking for more with Peanut. Smurf now trying to trade it back. It's only 1 member alive for Albus Nox. Slugger comes in looking for a miracle, gets the shot ultimate, gets blasted anyway. There's the kill picked up, no damage coming across, 2 for 0. Kira likely to be next up on this one as Smeb kites back. Prey in a battle with Smurf. Just no damage really dealt on either side as the dodge zone drops off. There's the kill onto Smurf. That's going to be 4, 5 kills now picked up for ROX Tigers, the ace in front of the base.